hello again, everyone. We just wanted to take a few minutes and talk about some of the stories that we've had in these first few days. So these don't necessarily fit in the video for today that we're compiling here, but just to catch up on some stories. So what's the first one on your mind?
The first thing I was thinking about, 20 minutes in, we looked down at poor Ben's feet, and he had blisters coming out the back, and had to take his sandals and started stepping on them so that he didn't get any worse. But I didn't know if I was going to have to carry him the rest of the day or what. But it was a fun start to our day at Angkor Wat.
Yeah.
So with all these Buddhist temples that we saw.
Yeah, and we did check. It ended up being we walked a different amount. I walked a little bit farther, but I ended up doing about 6 miles and 18 flights of stairs. And 20 minutes into this, had massive blisters. So it's really not well done on my part. And maybe we'll put a picture in there. Maybe we won't. We'll see.
One of the next things, of course, was the monkey. I was trying to get a selfie up close with the monkey, and
it was big, maybe.
Yeah, and we started getting. I got one, but then shortly after, just get with his teeth, but didn't make any sound, but just the freakiest thing that we ever saw. Yeah. And Ben didn't know what he was going to do if I got attacked, but the guy said that he probably could have taken my arm and just broke it. Yeah. So, but glad we didn't get hurt by the monkey.
Yep, it was a mother and it had a baby that was walking towards us, and David very strategically started to position himself between the mother and the baby. And they didn't like that. And we learned a different story. We haven't put Dr. Carr on here yet, but we talked with him over dinner, and he told us a story where, so these monkeys, one of the things that they'll often do is if you have food or a camera or something, they want to take that. And so he was telling us a story where he was walking with some kids who all had shopping bags with food and supplies and things like that, and this big, way bigger than the monkey that we saw, a big monkey jumped down and was angry and took a bag from a kid, and Dr. Carr said his response was, just out of reaction, he punched this monkey in the face.
The big one.
And so it's one of those things where he said he wouldn't tell that story because no one would believe it. But he says his wife would swear testify that story was true. And so we are officially with the guy who's been in a fist fight with a monkey.
One of the other things that was different for me was the tuk-tuk drivers. That's the transportation mode that they have out here. It's like taxis in America, but they just go from point A to point B. But basically, they'll just come real close. And Ben was totally at ease with everything. A van almost hit us, and mopeds is here left and right, and every which way. There's no really sense of which way is right, which way is wrong. There's no highway patrol on the highway. It's just they just go where they want.
Yeah, and you'll see that when we get to putting together some kind of video for Angkor Wat as well. We have a video of the van that almost hit us even. So that video is going to be a bit delayed because we're going to try to put a little, a lot of pictures in there and make something a little nicer. We don't really have a lot of capabilities to do that right now, so that one's going to be delayed. But you'll see this chaos that he's talking about. Even in the video for today, we took part of it in a tuk-tuk, so you'll see some of that.
One of the things that was funny that was this driver was coming on his moped, about a stack of 20 maybe, huge bags of peanuts, who knows, but on top of all that was a guy on top sleeping. and just normal day-to-day stuff. They don't have stoplights like that we have in America. They just kind of go in and turn when they want to turn and go when they want to go. So it's totally night and day for what we're used to. So amazing. So
yeah, it's also amazing. They have these tiny little motorcycles pulling these things, and even when we had 4 or 5 of us in one of these the other day. Actually, was it even that many? I think it was just 3 of us, and the thing couldn't even hardly pull us up a little tiny hill. And so the fact that it's
I think I can.
Some of these pulling just massive loads of cargo is hilarious. Yeah. You got anything else story-wise?
I think that's the stories for today. But we just know that greater is He that is in us than He is in the world, and we've been experiencing a lot of strange things out here, and things that we're not used to in the States, but we're excited to be here and part of it, and know that we're glorifying God while we're here.